So these are some new words that we are going to learn this morning. Okay. In the previous classes, we have learned some of the words, and we have also done some of the exercises related to that. I cannot go back and repeat everything because we are a little bit lagging behind, but still, let us try to go along. Okay. So these vocabularies, you will have a small m and f here. Okay, please make note of this now itself. This m and f here in the close to this vocabularies, which means this vocabulary is either masculine or feminine. Okay, masculine or feminine. So masculine means what? Something related to man, and feminine is what? Something related to woman. But here you will see animal also related to woman. So don't say women are animal. That is not right. Okay, that is not the thing. Here, what we are learning is grammatical masculine and feminine. This is not exactly related to the masculine quality or feminine quality. These are just a distinction made grammatically for which we may not have much explanation. Okay, so you don't have to be worried about that. But when you are learning these vocabularies, you should have these ideas, whether this is masculine or feminine. So here the first word is av. Av is father or ancestor. Father or ancestor. So it is a masculine word. You know that for that cannot be a feminine. And L is two. Okay. See, I'm reading it, so you also try to read along with me. So that will help you practice. Av is father or ancestor. L is two. Okay. L two. Isha, woman or wife. We already studied. Ish is man. Ish is man. Isha is woman or wife. Okay. Behema, animal or cattle. Animal or cattle. Okay, remember animal or cattle. Bath, bath is daughter. Bath is daughter. He is she. Okay, she or it. He is she or it. And halak, halak is walk or went. Walk or went, walking. Okay. Yerushalayim, that means Jerusalem. Jerusalem is Jerusalem. Min is from. Mizraim is Egypt. Mizraim, Egypt. So see here the name of the place, Jerusalem. Jerusalem. We know Jerusalem, right? In our languages it may be little different, Jerusalem, but here Jerusalem. Okay, see how it is different. Jerusalem. Here, that you should take note of this. The usually, how do we read the Hebrew letters? Is a consonant, a vowel, a consonant and a vowel, and here this is shurak. Okay, shurak. So don't confuse here with wow. It's a vowel here. Okay, it's a vowel here. So those things you will get to know when you continuously learn vocabulary. Okay. So usually we will read the here the vowel. Sorry, I mean the consonant and the vowel. Here instead of that, we will read this vowel before the consonant. So that means this is not Jerusalem me. So it is not Jerusalem, it is Jerusalem. So this E sound is with this E sound is to be pronounced before the main sound. Jerusalem. Okay, Jerusalem. And mean is from. Then Mitzrayim is Egypt. Mitzrayim is Egypt. And Mishpakha, family. Naara, young woman. Ruth is Ruth. Sarah is Sarah. Okay, so Ruth is and Sarah. So this chapter is going to be a little easier, but depends on how much you can easily understand. But let us see how far we can go. So in the previous class, previous lesson, we studied that the nouns are masculine. The nouns, Hebrew nouns that are masculine. You know, in English, okay, in English, we will have different nouns. Uh, let me come back to the class. Okay. Yes. So in English, we will have some nouns, right? Man. So man, and yeah, it is little blurred, right? I think now this is fine. Man, woman, waitress, waiter. So this waiter and waiters you will see in the hotels, right? So one who serves food. So here you will see man is what? Masculine and woman is feminine. And waitress, waiter. So this is feminine and this is masculine, right? So this is how we can understand the uh, the difference between different um, uh, nouns in English, whether it is masculine or feminine. In Hebrew, all the nouns are either masculine or feminine. All the nouns are either masculine or feminine. So, whatever the things that you are learning. Uh, so, for example, the word uh, davar. Okay, okay, davar. What is davar? Is what? Word, right? Davar is word, which means, which is again a masculine noun. Okay, it doesn't depend on anything. It doesn't depend on the character or quality. So, but it is just a grammatical understanding. So you just learn it as it is. Okay, word davar is word, and word is masculine, and mishpaka. This is, I think, the new vocabulary. I think we learned just now. Mishpaka is family. Ha. Mishpaha. Okay, I'm sorry. Just I have to squeeze it at the end. Mishpaha. Family. This is feminine now. Again, uh, family does it have anything related to women quality, feminine quality? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. You can interpret, but still, it may have or may not have the qualities of either male or female, but still, we need to classify according to this way, and and um, um, usually there are something that you can understand how these words how we can um, identify the masculine or feminine words. Okay, usually there are some hints. um, the nouns ending with uh, comets and he. Usually, a nouns ending with comets and he will be feminine. Okay, will be feminine. This is some hints. Again, this is not the exact rule. There are changes in the rules, but as of now, you can just understand it. And there are sometimes the words like, I think it should be patak, bath. Okay, bath is daughter, right? So this word again, the ending tav, that is also suggests you feminine ending. That is also suggests you a feminine ending. So let me read it. Mishpacha, mishpacha. So here you see that at the end you get to see the sound ha, right? Ha. That gives the feminine understanding. And also the word but, the it sound, but at the end, that is also giving you a feminine noun. And yeah, and most of the time, the names of the cities like Mitzrayim, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, and those names usually have the feminine ending. We don't have exact what explanations why the cities names are in the feminine or masculine. There are some ideas, but that's not our point here. We are learning grammar, so Hebrew basics, so that's not what we are going to do. Right. So this is about feminine nouns, feminine singular nouns. So these are all the things that we will get to know. You will get to familiarize as you learn some of the sentences in the later part. So that is how we will actually use that only in the later. But just right now, you have to learn all these rules. That's so, and the verbs. Okay, even the verbs have the masculine or feminine. Okay, the verbs also will change us according to the masculine noun or feminine noun. For example, masculine verbs. Okay, see. Halak. So if you have already learned some vocabularies in the previous classes, you might know halak is what? Walk. He walked. Okay, he walked. Here, it is already there is he inside this verb. Okay, whether you like it, whether we supply it or not, it is already there in the within this verb. So which means this is a masculine singular perfect. Okay, this is a masculine verb because the pattern here, this comets and the patak, the T and the dash under the letter, it gives an understanding that this is a masculine singular verb. Maybe I will put it here. Masculine singular. Masculine singular verbs. And let me give some more example, then you will get to understand. Zakar. He remembered. Zakar. He remembered. And Shama. He heard. And Malak. He ruled. See, in all these things, one thing you can see similar. Okay, Malak. Everywhere you will see this pattern is same, right? So which means these are masculine singular verbs and also perfect tense. Okay, you should remember these are all in perfect tense. So we translate walked, remembered, heard, and ruled. So Halak, he walked. Zakar, he remembered. Sama, he heard. Malak, he ruled. Okay. So these are masculine. And if when it comes in the feminine, you please listen carefully here. So feminine, feminine singular. It comes in the feminine singular. Only the vowels changes. Okay, only the vowels changes. You remember we have already studied these letters are original and the vowels are later added. Okay, vowels are later added in order to preserve the pronunciation or the sound of the Hebrew. So let us see how this changes. Okay, usually before we go there, usually every Hebrew letter will be having three root letter. Okay, three root letter, and that three root letter gives a meaning for that word. Okay, only the three root letter gives the meaning for the word. So here, for example, hey, lamed and kaf. This is kaf. Okay, this is kaf. Remember, this is final kaf, and the regular kaf will be this. Okay, this one. So the same kaf comes at the end of a word. That is why it is final kaf. Okay, so you should keep that in mind. So this is the regular kaf. So these three letters, uh, hey, lamed, and kaf, this suggests the meaning of walking. Okay, walk. So now we have already seen how it looks in the masculine. Now when it comes in the feminine, it comes at as halka, which means she walked. Okay, she walked. See the changes happening here. So earlier we see halak, which means he walked. Now, if you want to say she walked, you have to change. I think halka. It is. I'm sorry, I have made a mistake here. So she walked means halka. In the same way, uh, here zak, zakra. Okay, zakra. That is she remembered. Zakra is she remembered. And Shamma, okay, Shamma is Sham'a, Sham'a. So is she heard, she heard. And Mal, see again here is final kaf. So Malka, which means she ruled. See the difference here, how the vowels changes, how the vowels changes when the um, when it is becoming feminine or masculine. So that you should keep it in mind. And also the vowels, I mean the verb patterns, whether it is feminine or masculine, it agrees with the subject. It agrees with the subject. If the subject is a masculine noun, then the verb should be a masculine verb pattern. Okay, and if the subject is a feminine, and the verb should be a feminine. So let me show you what is happening here. verbs and subject. So here, David. Okay, David is a masculine noun. Okay, because the name David is a man and a masculine noun, and David Shamar. David Shamar. So here, these three letters are what? Root letters. Three root letters. So it can either be, it can come in different forms. But here, the David is a masculine subject. So this Shamar also should be a masculine subject. Let's see. It should be Shamar. Okay, David Shamar. So this is what this is one thing. And the next example I'm going to give. This is, who is this? Sarah. Okay, Sarah. Sarah is a woman and it is a feminine subject. Okay, David is a man, the masculine subject. Sarah is a, so if the same thing comes here, the same verb. So now you know how it changes. It should not be this, because this is masculine singular perfect. Okay, this is masculine singular. Yeah, I will write it clearly. Masculine singular perfect. This is masculine singular perfect. And Sarah Sama. So here, as I already told you, the pattern changes. Shamra. She here, she guarded. Guarded. Okay, now, yeah, if you translate the sentence, how it comes? He guarded. I mean, who guarded? David guarded. David guarded. David guarded or David protected. Here, Sarah guarded or protected. So yeah, you might we have already learned how to translate, right? Remember, if in the previous class we have already learned how to translate the sentence. Now we are seeing how the verb and subject goes together. Okay, that we all should keep it in mind. So for every word, we should try to see the root word. We should try to see the root word. Okay, most of the time we see in our class. Most of the time we'll be seeing the roots of verbs. Okay, roots of verbs. So we all should be very careful in understanding that. Right. Now we have seen the masculine and feminine patterns, how the masculine and feminine patterns comes. Maybe I will be giving you some more to see. Okay, to understand the root better. Okay, let us take this example. Malak. Okay, Maim, Lamed, and Kaf. Maim, Lamed, and Kaf. So this is the root word. So if it comes in the masculine, how it changes? malak. Okay, malak. So this is final kaf. So that is why it is changing in different way. The same, these two are again kaf. So don't forget it. And this is masculine singular, masculine singular. Just a minute. Masculine singular, perfect, right. So the next thing is, if it changes in feminine, just watch it. Okay, malka, feminine singular, perfect. Are you getting the point? So see what are the changes happening. So this is one example, and in the same way, most of the words changes. Okay, and yeah, I think in the meantime I will be giving you further examples so that you will get to know the idea of root. So we have learned this vocabulary, Ahmed, right? So these three gives the idea of stand. Okay, the meaning of these three letters gives the idea of standing or something. And when it comes in masculine, Ahmed, he stood. Okay, and also when it comes in the feminine, it means amda. It means amda is she stood. Okay, she stood. Right. So that's another example. So yes, for every word we can write this masculine and feminine from the root, so that you should all keep it in your mind. So I'm going to give you some more homework after we finish our class tomorrow. Tomorrow also morning we will have class. Okay, don't forget. So I will be sending you the time soon. So don't forget to attend the class on time. Okay. Now, for now, I'm going to close the class.